Now after calculating the unknown, that is from step number 1 P, W or R, we have completed the step number 1. Now let us move to the step number 2, that is design of pin, and this is the substep number 1 based on crushing stress, and this is the formula to find out the diameter of pin. So let us use this formula from the substep number 1. Now this is the formula and this is the substep number 1. That is, in this substep number 1 we have to find out the diameter of pin based on crushing stress. Formula is sigma c is equal to maximum of P, W or R upon L into D. Now the value of permissible crushing stress sigma c we have calculated in the given data. So sigma c is 80 Newton per mm square. Maximum of PWR already we have determined in this step number 1. It is maximum of PWR is R and its value is 5121.96. So we have to put this value of 5121.96 here, and the relation between L and D is also given in the given data. So the relation between L and D is L is equal to L upon D is equal to 1.25 upon 1, and therefore we can write L is equal to 1.25 into D. Okay, so we can use this relation, that is, here we can write L is equal to 1.25, take this D on the numerator, denominator to the RHS, so it becomes L is equal to 1.25 D. So we have to put this relation for L here, that is 1.25 D. So if you put the value of sigma c 80, maximum of PWR this value, and L as 1.25D, you can simplify this like this, and you can take this D square on the LHS, you will get these values. So if you calculate this, you will get the value of D square as 51.21. okay, so value of this D square is 51.21, and if you take the square root of this, you will get the answer of this D as 7.156. so value of diameter of pin based on this crushing stress is 7.156 mm. So this is the diameter of pin based on crushing stress. Similarly, find out the diameter of pin based on bearing stress and shear stress. Now the second sub step is based on bearing pressure. We have to determine the diameter of pin based on bearing pressure PB. The formula to determine the diameter of pin based on PB, that is bearing pressure, is PB is equal to maximum of PW or R upon L into D. So let us use this equation. We know the permissible bearing pressure, it is 10 Newton per mm square. Maximum of PWR already it is used here, 5121.96. L and D relation is given, that is L is equal to 1.25D relation is given, okay, that we have used here. So similar to this first calculation, we have to do calculation in the second sub step. So here put the value of permissible bearing pressure, it is 10 Newton per mm square. Maximum of PWR is 5121.96. value of L is 1.25D, because proportion is given, L upon D is equal to 1.25 upon 1. So we can put L is equal to 1.25D into this D as it is. Okay, so if you simplify this, you will get the equation to D square is, so value of D square is 409.75. If you take the square root of this, you will get the answer of D. So value of D is 20.24 mm. So this is the diameter of pin based on bearing pressure. Now after calculating the diameter of pin based on crushing stress and bearing pressure, let us calculate the diameter of pin based on shear stress tau. And to find out the diameter of pin based on shear stress tau, this is the formula. So let us use this formula here. So tau is equal to maximum of P, W or R upon twice into pi by 4 D square. Now let us put the value of permissible shear stress. Permissible shear stress we have calculated as 40 Newton per mm square. Value of this maximum of PWR is 5121.96 upon twice into pi by 4 d square. So let us calculate this value of d square is 81.51. If you take the square root, you will get the answer of d as 9.028 mm. So this is the diameter of pin based on shear stress. Okay, so after calculating these three diameters, first based on crushing stress whose value is 7.156, second based on bearing pressure whose value is 20.24, and third based on shear stress whose value is 9.028. So after from these three values we have to select the maximum value. So let us write to select this maximum value out of these three values. So therefore you have to write this statement: select the maximum value of a diameter of pin, that is small d, from above three values. So out of these three values, the maximum value is 20.24. Therefore maximum diameter of pin is 20.24, and therefore we can write d as 20.24 mm. Let us round up this value to 22 mm. And once you get the value of a diameter of pin, immediately calculate the length of pin. So we know that relation between L and D. So L is equal to 1.25 D. So let us put the value of D as 22 mm and calculate this L. So value of L is 27.5 mm. Let us round up this value to 28 mm. So therefore length of pin is equal to 28 mm and diameter of pin is 22 mm. So with this calculation, the step number 2 is completed. Now let us move to the step number 3 of this numerical. And step number 3 is a design of lever arm based on bending stress. But it consists of two sub-steps. Out of that, first sub-step is design of lever arm without considering hole for pin. And this is a lever arm cross section without hole for pin. Okay, so this is a cross section without hole for pin, whose width is B and thickness is T. So what we have to do, by considering the bending stress in this lever arm cross section, we have to find out width and thickness of lever arm cross section. That is, we have to find out B and T in this substep number 1. So let us consider the bending stress in this lever arm cross section. So MB upon I into Y. So where this MB is maximum bending moment, I is moment of inertia, and Y is the distance from neutral axis. So Y is B upon 2. So let us find out each parameter. So if you consider this a diagram which we have drawn for this problem statement, we can see that the bending moment will be maximum at point B. So you can consider either this force P into this distance or force W into this distance. Okay, equal bending moment you will get at this point B from both the forces. So we can calculate this MB as maximum bending moment. So let us consider this force P 1111.11 into this 450. So this maximum bending moment we can calculate as like this into 450. You can either consider this 5000 Newton into this 100 mm force to calculate the bending moment, maximum bending moment at point B. You can get the near about same answer from this both the forces. So if you calculate this, you will get the answer. So after calculating, you will get the answer of this maximum bending moment as 499.99 into 10 raised to 3. So let us write this value. Its unit is Newton mm. So this is the maximum bending moment. Now we have to find out the B and T. So this moment of inertia we can write as T, which is parallel to neutral axis, as it is h, into the h which is perpendicular to neutral axis, its cube, so B cube upon 12, and y is equal to B by 2. So let us put this value in this equation number 1 along with the permissible bending stress. So permissible bending stress is 80 Newton per mm square. MB is 499.99 into 10 raised to 3 upon I is TPQ upon 12 and Y is B upon 2. So let us cancel this one B. So you will get the modified equation. So this is the modified equation after cancelling one b and dividing this 12 by 2. So this equation is 80 is equal to 499.99 into 10 raised to 3 upon tb square upon 6. Now in this equation two unknowns are there, b and t, but in the given data already the relation between b and t is given, so b upon t is equal to 3 upon 1. So from this ratio or proportion we can get b is equal to thrice t. Okay, so by putting b is equal to thrice t, we can calculate first t and then we can calculate b. So if you put b is equal to thrice t in this equation, you will get 80 is equal to 499.99 into 10 raised to 3 in upon t into, instead of b we have to put thrice t, so thrice t square upon 6. So this thrice t we can simplify as 9, thrice 3 square it is 9, and this t into t square it is t cube. So this 6 you can take onto the numerator, and then you can take this t cube on the LHS and this 80 on the RHS in the denominator. So you can get this equation like this: t cube is equal to this terms. So if you calculate this, you will get the answer of t as, so answer of this t is 16.09 mm. You can round up this value to 17 mm. So now you have to calculate b, but we know the relation between b and t, so b is equal to thrice t, so thrice into this 17. So 17 into 3 is 51 mm. So width is equal to 51 mm and thickness is equal to 17 mm. So with this calculation we have completed the sub step number 1 of step number 3. Now the second sub step in the step number 3 is design of lever with considering hole for fin. So actually in this step we are going to check the bending stress. Okay, we are going to check the bending stress for this modified cross section of lever. Okay, so the bending stress in this modified cross section of lever is given as mb upon I into y, equation number 1. Okay, so let us write the value of maximum bending moment. As the maximum bending moment we have calculated in the substep number 1, and its value is 499.99 into 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. This maximum bending moment will not change because we have just changed the cross section of this lever. We have not changed the magnitude of force, or we have not changed the distance between fulcrum and forces. Okay, so this maximum bending moment will remain same. Then the y, so y is equal to b upon 2, and just in the substep number 1 we have calculated this y as, in the substep number 1 we have calculated value of b as 51, so 51 upon 2 is 25.5 mm. Okay, so now let us find out this moment of inertia for this modified cross section of lever arm, and the equation to find out this moment of inertia for this modified cross section of lever arm we have derived in this step, and this formula is so this is the equation that we have derived during the design procedure, that is tbq upon 12 plus t1 into bracket twice d plus 4 bracket cube upon 12 minus t plus t1 into bracket d plus 4 upon 4 raised to cube. Okay, so in this equation we know all the values, so let us write, put t is equal to 17 mm, then b is equal to 51 mm. Already we have calculated in the substep number 1. T1 is very important. Assume T1 is equal to 5 mm. Okay, so in most of the problem you have to assume this value, T1 is equal to 5 mm. Okay, you can assume it is equal to 4 mm also. So generally the value of T1 is 4 to 5 mm. So this is very important. This value of T1 will not be given in the numerical. Then D, the maximum diameter of pin we have selected as 22 mm. Okay, and if you put this all the values in this equation, you will get this equation like this. Now I have kept all the values that I have explained here, and now let us calculate this moment of inertia I for this modified cross section. So value of this moment of inertia for the modified cross section is 214.27 into 10 raised to 3 mm raised to 4. Now put the value of this I, then this Y and MB in this equation number 1. So therefore equation 1 becomes sigma B is equal to MB is 499.99 into 10 raised to 3 upon I is 214.27 into 10 raised to 3 into Y is 25.5. So let us calculate the value of this induced bending stress in the modified cross section of. So value of this induced bending stress is 59.50 Newton per mm square. And if you compare this value of induced bending stress with the permissible bending stress, you can find that this induced bending stress is less than permissible bending stress. Permissible sigma B is equal to 80 Newton per mm square. And therefore we can write that design of lever is safe. So with this calculation of induced bending stress and comparing it with the permissible bending stress, our design of lever is completed. So we have seen that there are 3 sub steps. In the first step we have calculated the unknown value of PWR. In the second step we have calculated the diameter of pin based on 3 criteria, and in the step number 3 we have calculated first width and thickness of lever arm cross section, and in the second sub step we have checked the bending stress in the modified cross section of lever.